Let me ask you something. Why do some people get OLD at 60, while others stay strong at 100? This is not luck. This is not genetics alone. This is science. Today, I want to talk about a woman who should not be alive, at least according to modern expectations. Her name is Julia Hawkins. She is 108 years old. Let that sink in. Her heart is still pumping. Her brain is still sharp. Her muscles still move. Her cells are still repairing. And here's the shocking part. She does not eat fancy supplements. She does not follow extreme diets. She does not chase miracles. She eats everyday food, and those foods are doing something powerful inside her body. They are activating repair. They are reducing inflammation. They are protecting arteries. They are keeping sugar and insulin low. Most people make one big mistake. They think aging is unavoidable. That is wrong. Aging is not just time. Aging is damage to your blood, damage to your nerves, damage to your cells, and food can either destroy you or save you. Today, I will reveal the top 5 foods Julia Hawkins eats, foods backed by Dr. LED science that help you prevent disease, protect your brain, and slow aging naturally. Stay with me, because the last food is the one most people ignore, and it may be the biggest secret of all. Explanation, simple medical science, 10-15 MIN, let's understand something very important. Aging starts in your blood. Your heart pumps blood through your arteries. That blood delivers oxygen and energy to your brain, your muscles, your nerves, and every single cell in your body. When blood flow is strong, cells repair. When circulation is weak, cells age. What blocks circulation? 3 deadly enemies. Sugar, bad fat, inflammation. Too much sugar raises insulin. High insulin accelerates aging. Bad fat clogs arteries. That starves the brain of oxygen. Inflammation damages cells silently for years before disease appears. Julia Hawkins' foods do the opposite. They cleanse the blood. They activate cellular defense. They protect the brain and heart. Let's break this down in simple language. Your body has a natural defense system. It's called angiogenesis. That's your body's ability to grow and repair blood vessels. When angiogenesis works properly, blood flows smoothly, oxygen reaches cells, waste is removed, cells regenerate, but aging, poor diet, and inflammation shut it down. Julia's foods turn it back on. Now let me show you how. Top 5 foods Julia Hawkins eats. 10 min food. #1 vegetables, the foundation of life. Julia eats plant. Forward meals. Vegetables are not just food. They are medicine. They are packed with polyphenols, antioxidants, fiber. These compounds destroy inflammation and protect blood vessels. Vegetables lower insulin. They stabilize sugar. They feed your gut, which controls immunity and brain health. Dark greens support brain, nerves, circulation. This is not a miracle. This is everyday science. Food. #2 beans and legumes, cell repair. Fuel. Beans are a secret weapon. They are low glycemic. That means no sugar spikes. They feed your microbiome. Your microbiome controls inflammation. Beans improve arteries, blood pressure, energy. People who eat beans regularly live longer. That's not opinion, that's data. Food. #3 whole grains, clean energy. Julia avoids refined flour. She eats whole grains. Whole grains release energy slowly. That protects your insulin system. They help your muscles absorb sugar instead of storing it as fat. Less fat means better circulation, healthier heart, slower aging. This keeps muscles strong even at 100. Food. #4 nuts, artery protectors. Nuts contain healthy fats. Not the fat that clogs arteries, but the fat that cleans them. They reduce inflammation. They protect nerves. They support the brain. Just a small handful a day can improve blood vessel function. That means better oxygen, better memory, better vitality. Dark chocolate, the surprising miracle, yes. Chocolate, but not sugar-filled candy, real dark chocolate. It contains flavanols. Flavanols activate nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels, that improves circulation, brain function, energy. This is why Julia still moves. This is why her brain still fires. Science proves this. The big warning: what ages you fast, let me be clear. These foods work only if you avoid the killers. Sugar overload, processed foods, refined oils these cause. Chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, cellular damage you cannot out. Supplement bad habits. Food is information. It tells your cells. Repair or destroy how you can start today. You don't need to be 108. You just need to start now. Here's how. Add vegetables to every meal. Replace white flour with whole grains. Eat beans. 3-4 times a week. Snack on nuts. Enjoy a small piece of dark chocolate. This is not deprivation. This is protection. This is prevention. This is how you save your life. Aging is often treated like an unavoidable clock, something that just happens whether you like it or not, but that idea is deeply misleading. Your body does not wake up one day and decide to get old for no reason. Aging shows up when damage starts to outpace repair inside your cells. This damage builds quietly in your blood vessels, your heart, your brain, and your nerves long before you feel symptoms. When circulation weakens, oxygen delivery drops, and cells struggle to make energy. When sugar stays high, insulin signaling breaks down and repair systems slow. When inflammation becomes constant, tissues stay irritated instead of healing. None of this is mysterious or random. It follows clear biological rules that we can influence every day. Think about your blood as a delivery system that keeps you alive minute by minute. It carries oxygen to your brain so you can think clearly, and to your muscles so you can move with strength. It also removes waste that would otherwise poison your cells. When blood flow is smooth and flexible, your tissues stay younger because repair keeps up with wear. When arteries stiffen or narrow, that delivery slows and damage accumulates. This is why aging shows up first as fatigue, slower thinking, weaker muscles, and longer recovery. These changes are not signs of time passing, but signs that circulation and cellular repair are falling behind. Protecting blood flow is not about living longer on paper. It is about keeping your body functional in real life. Your cells are not fragile objects waiting to fail. They are active, intelligent systems designed to fix themselves when given the right conditions. Every cell in your body has repair mechanisms that work day and night. They fix DNA errors, replace damaged parts, and recycle waste. What stops them is not age itself, but constant stress from high sugar, poor circulation, and chronic inflammation. When these pressures ease, repair resumes even later in life. This is why some people stay sharp and mobile at 90, while others struggle decades earlier. The difference is not willpower or luck. It is how well their internal environment supports repair instead of damage. Aging accelerates when the body is pushed into survival mode rather than maintenance mode. Most people think of food as fuel or calories, something you eat to avoid hunger or keep your weight stable. That view is incomplete, and it leads to confusion about health and aging. Food does far more than fill the stomach. Every meal sends signals into your bloodstream that reach your heart, your brain, your muscles, and your cells. Those signals influence hormones, inflammation, circulation, and repair systems. When you eat, your body does not just count energy, it reads instructions. Some foods quietly support balance and healing, while others push the body into stress mode. This is happening whether you notice it or not, and it happens several times every single day. Inside your body, cells respond to what shows up in the blood within minutes. High sugar tells cells to store energy and slow repair. Stable sugar tells cells they can focus on maintenance and renewal. Certain fats stiffen blood vessels and increase inflammation, while others help arteries stay flexible and responsive. Fiber feeds gut bacteria that produce compounds calming inflammation and supporting immunity. None of this is abstract science. These responses are measurable and predictable. When people say a food is good or bad, what they really mean is how it changes these signals inside the body. Over time, repeated signals shape how fast damage accumulates or how well repair keeps up. This is why two people eating the same number of calories can age very differently. One pattern of eating constantly triggers insulin spikes and low-grade inflammation. The other keeps blood sugar steady and supports circulation. The body reacts accordingly. Cells exposed to stress signals age faster because they are always managing emergencies. Cells exposed to stable signals have the space to repair themselves. This difference shows up in energy levels, brain clarity, muscle strength, and recovery from illness. Food choices do not need to be dramatic to matter. Small daily patterns create a biological environment that either favors repair or favors decline. The body follows the environment it is given. Thinking about food as information also explains why consistency matters more than perfection. One healthy meal does not undo weeks of strain, just as one poor meal does not erase a good pattern. What matters is the message your body hears most often. Meals rich in plants, fiber, and natural fats send signals of safety and stability. Highly processed foods send signals of scarcity and stress even when calories are abundant. Over time, cells adapt to the dominant message. This adaptation shapes how your body handles aging, disease risk, and resilience. When you understand this, food stops being about rules and guilt and becomes a practical tool for guiding how your body functions each day. Circulation is one of those things people rarely think about until something goes wrong, yet it touches almost every part of how you feel each day. Your heart is constantly pushing blood through miles of vessels, delivering oxygen and nutrients while carrying away waste. When that system works well, your body feels energized and responsive. When it slows down or becomes restricted, everything feels heavier. Muscles fatigue faster, the brain feels foggy, and recovery takes longer. These changes are often blamed on age, but they are really signs that blood flow is no longer meeting the body's needs. Strong circulation keeps tissues fed and supported in ways that no supplement can replace. Healthy blood flow depends on flexible, open arteries that can respond to changing demands. When you walk, exercise, or even think deeply, certain tissues need more oxygen immediately. Your vessels are designed to widen and adapt to make that happen. Inflammation, excess sugar, and poor fats interfere with this flexibility over time. Arteries become stiff and less responsive, and blood has a harder time reaching small vessels that serve the brain and muscles. This is why circulation problems often show up as memory issues, balance problems, or muscle weakness. These are not separate issues. They are different expressions of the same underlying problem. When circulation declines, the body struggles to keep up with daily demands. Oxygen is a quiet driver of youthfulness that rarely gets attention. Every cell relies on oxygen to produce energy and maintain itself. Without enough oxygen, cells shift into survival mode, cutting back on repair and focusing only on staying alive. Over years, this leads to accumulated damage that shows up as aging. Good circulation keeps oxygen delivery steady and reliable, allowing cells to maintain normal function and repair wear and tear. This is especially important for the brain, which uses a large share of the body's oxygen supply. Clear thinking, focus, and memory depend on blood moving efficiently through delicate vessels that cannot tolerate stress or blockage. Strong circulation also supports the body's natural cleanup systems. Blood flow helps remove metabolic waste, inflammatory byproducts, and damaged cellular components that would otherwise linger. When this cleanup slows, tissues remain irritated, and recovery takes longer after stress or illness. People often notice this as stiffness in the morning or lingering soreness after simple activity. Improving circulation helps the body reset more efficiently between challenges. This is why lifestyle choices that support blood vessel health often lead to better energy and mobility, even without changes in weight or strength. Circulation acts as a foundation that supports every other system, quietly shaping how resilient and capable the body feels from day to day. Most people look for big changes when they think about improving health, but the body does not work in dramatic jumps. It responds to what you do repeatedly, quietly, and consistently. Small daily habits shape your internal environment far more than occasional bursts of effort. What you eat most days matters more than what you eat on special occasions. How often you move matters more than how hard you push once in a while. These patterns send steady signals to your heart, blood vessels, and cells. Over time, those signals accumulate and become your baseline. This is how small habits slowly turn into powerful outcomes that feel almost invisible while they are happening. The reason daily habits are so effective is that the body is constantly adjusting. Cells adapt to their surroundings in real time. When they regularly receive stable blood sugar, they stay sensitive to insulin. When inflammation stays low most days, repair systems stay active. When circulation is supported daily, tissues remain well supplied with oxygen. None of this requires extreme discipline. It requires repetition. A handful of vegetables each meal, regular walking, adequate sleep, and consistent hydration all reinforce each other. These choices do not shock the body. They reassure it. That sense of stability allows the body to shift resources from emergency response to long-term maintenance and repair. People often underestimate how much damage comes from inconsistency rather than from single bad choices. Skipping movement for weeks, relying on processed food most days, or sleeping poorly night after night slowly changes how the body functions. The same principle works in reverse. Adding one supportive habit at a time allows the body to recalibrate without stress. This is why sustainable routines outperform strict plans. The nervous system stays calm, hormones stay balanced, and behavior becomes automatic instead of forced. When habits feel normal, they stop requiring motivation. They become part of how you live rather than something you struggle to maintain. That is where real change happens. What looks like a miracle from the outside is usually the result of years of simple consistency. People who age well rarely point to a single turning point. They describe routines that never seemed dramatic at the time, regular meals that kept sugar steady, movement that kept joints and muscles active, food choices that reduced inflammation without feeling restrictive. These habits compound quietly, shaping circulation, metabolism, and resilience. Over decades, the difference becomes obvious. The body reflects what it has been given most often, not what it received occasionally. When daily habits support repair and balance, the results can feel extraordinary, even though the actions themselves were ordinary. Starting today often sounds simple, yet it is the hardest part for most people. The future feels distant and abstract, while today feels busy and demanding. It is easy to tell yourself that you will take care of your health later, when life slows down or when motivation feels stronger. The problem is that the body does not pause while you wait. Cells continue to respond to what they are given right now. Blood sugar, inflammation, and circulation are being shaped by today's choices, not by future intentions. Waiting does not keep things neutral. It quietly allows small imbalances to grow into larger problems that take more effort to reverse. Your future self is not a different person. It is you, living with the results of what you practice now. The energy you will have, the strength you will keep, and the clarity of your thinking are all being built in small pieces today. This perspective can feel uncomfortable, but it is also empowering. You are not helpless or dependent on perfect circumstances. You influence your trajectory with ordinary decisions that repeat. Choosing a walk, a balanced meal, or a decent night of sleep may feel minor, but the body remembers these patterns. Over time, it responds by staying more resilient and adaptable rather than brittle and reactive. People often wait for a strong emotional push before they change, but lasting progress rarely begins with intensity. It begins with acceptance that the right moment is rarely dramatic. It is usually quiet and inconvenient. Starting today does not mean changing everything at once. It means choosing one action that aligns with how you want to live and repeating it. The body responds better to steady signals than to sudden pressure. When you begin now, you give your systems time to adjust and improve gradually. This reduces stress and increases the likelihood that changes will last. Momentum grows from follow-through, not from perfection. Looking ahead, the most meaningful results come from respecting time rather than fighting it. The body is designed to adapt when given consistent input. Each day, you support circulation, manage sugar, and reduce inflammation. You are investing in how you will feel years from now. This investment compounds quietly. You may not notice it week to week, but you will notice it when others slow down and you do not. Starting today is an act of responsibility to yourself. It acknowledges that your health is not something to fix later, but something to protect continually through thoughtful daily choices.